All right, today we're going to dive into one of your body's most critical, but honestly, least appreciated powerhouses, the urinary system. I mean, this thing is a master purification system that works for you 24/7. So, how in the world does it pull it off? Let's find out. So, let me ask you this. How does your body manage to clean 180 liters of blood every single day? I mean, that's a staggering amount. The answer? Well, it lies in this incredibly elegant and super efficient biological machine. And here it is, the urinary system. This is the body's ultimate cleanup crew. You can see the main players right here. You've got the two kidneys, these ureters that drain them, the bladder, which is basically the storage tank, and the urethra for, removal. Their one big mission? Get all the waste out of your blood and keep your body in perfect internal balance. So, we're calling this system the cleanup crew, right? But its job is so much bigger than just taking out the trash. It's really all about maintaining total body balance, this amazing concept called homeostasis. And the scope of its duties, it's just incredible. Yeah, of course it removes toxins and waste, but it's also a master regulator. It's fine-tuning your blood pressure, controlling those crucial electrolyte levels, and even managing your body's entire pH balance. It's all about keeping your internal world perfectly stable, no matter what. But how does one system do all of that? I mean, how does it juggle all these different jobs? To find out, we need to zoom in on the real star of the show, the true powerhouse of this whole operation, the kidney. Okay, so it all starts here. Your blood full of both nutrients and waste. Your blood full of both nutrients and waste flows into these core organs. But the real magic, the actual filtering, that happens deep, deep inside them. So let's peel back the layers, shall we? If you look at a cross-section of a kidney, you see these two main regions, this lighter outer layer, that's called the cortex, and the darker inner part, the medulla. This is where all the heavy lifting of filtration actually goes down. Now, what if we zoom in even further, like way down to the microscopic level? What we find are the true workhorses. These incredibly intricate little structures are called nephrons. Get this, you have over 1 million of them packed into each kidney. They're the individual filtering units. Yeah, each one of these nephrons is a perfectly designed microscopic machine. It's built to filter blood with just incredible precision. So let's break down exactly how it works. So technically speaking, the nephron is the functional unit of the kidney. You can think of it as having two main parts: a filtration unit, that's the renal corpuscle, and this long winding tube for processing everything, called the renal tubule. And here's the absolute genius of its design. Blood comes in through a wide vessel, the afferent arteriole, and it leaves through a narrow one, the efferent arteriole. Now think about it. What happens when you squeeze fluid through a narrowing pipe? You build pressure. It's a simple plumbing trick, and it's what powers this entire filtration process. So cool. The whole process of turning blood waste into urine, it can actually be broken down into 3 core steps. Think of it like a super efficient biological assembly line for purification. Okay, so first up you have filtration, where pretty much everything small gets pushed out. Second, there's reabsorption, and this is where the body smartly takes back all the good stuff it needs. And third, you've got secretion, which is like the final targeted trash removal. Let's look at each one. All right, step 1, glomerular filtration. This is all about pressure. That pressure we were just talking about, it literally squeezes water, salts, glucose, waste, all the small stuff right out of the blood. It's not picky at all. If a molecule is tiny enough to fit through the filter, it gets pushed out. Simple as that. And this gives us a fantastic close-up of that filter, the glomerulus. It's basically a tangled-up ball of capillaries. See that wider afferent arteriole bringing blood in, and the narrower, efferent one taking it out? That's what creates that high-pressure zone. It acts just like a sieve, keeping the big stuff, like blood cells and proteins, in the blood, while all the smaller filtrate passes into that surrounding Bowman's capsule. Okay, this table really shows the incredible results of the next 2 steps. Look at glucose, it's in your blood plasma, right? But look at healthy urine, 0%. Why? Because your body reclaims all of it. Now look at urea, which is a waste product. Its concentration skyrockets from almost nothing in the plasma to 2% in urine. This contrast shows you exactly what the system is designed to keep versus what it's designed to toss. And that brings us perfectly to step 2, selective reabsorption. As all that filtrate flows through the long tubule, the body suddenly gets very, very picky. It actively pulls back all the valuable things it needs to keep. We're talking every last bit of glucose, amino acids, vitamins, and most of the water and salts. It's incredibly efficient. And finally, we have tubular secretion. You can think of this as the last-minute cleanup crew. The body actively transports any leftover waste products, things like drug metabolites or excess ions, directly from the blood right into the tubule. This is the absolute final chance to toss out the trash. So this diagram here traces that entire journey. You can actually follow the path as the fluid moves from the Bowman's capsule through all those different tubules, including that long loop of Henle. And all along the way, its composition is constantly being adjusted by reabsorption and secretion. By the time it finally reaches that collecting duct at the end, it's officially urine. So, we've seen how the kidney filters waste with amazing precision. But like we said at the start, its job is so much bigger than just making urine. Let's zoom back out for a second and look at its other critical roles. The kidney is also a vital endocrine organ. It's a hormone factory. It secretes renin to help regulate your blood pressure. It secretes erythropoietin, which tells your body to make more red blood cells. It even activates vitamin D, which is absolutely essential for strong bones. It's so clear that healthy kidneys are just fundamental to your total body health. And that kind of leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? This complex, elegant, and absolutely essential system works nonstop, day and night, just to keep you healthy. So the real question to think about is, what can you do to help it perform at its best?